Hello, yes everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Frigid Alloy. Today we are going to be talking about the Dissidia NT Beta, or Dissidia Final Fantasy, whatever you want to call it. Now, the past week I've been posting videos here on the channel, just several. I've never actually uploaded that much onto my channel before. I've been a member for several years now, and the other day I just realized I've never actually posted anything here. The topic today is Dissidia NT. And if you don't know what Dissidia is, it's this fighting game. It's been out for quite some time, since the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy, I believe. And now they are coming out with this new game, Dissidia NT. It's been in the Japanese arcades for since 2015, I think. It's had quite some time to build up on the arcade scene in Japan, but now they're bringing a console edition here to PS4. In the past week, they actually just had a beta on PS4, so I've been playing that, and I gotta say, I am having a lot of fun in this game, okay? This is, of course, a fighting game. Well, sort of. I like to describe it more as a 3D Smash Brothers type of game with Final Fantasy characters. It's fantastic, I gotta say. It's similar to Smash Brothers in the sense that nobody has an actual health bar. Well, they do in Dissidia, but how it whittles away is through a different means with HP attacks that you build up with the damage from regular attacks that don't do any damage. It's kind of a confusing system, but once you actually get into the game, it all starts to make sense. It's a very overwhelming experience at first to get into this game, I would say, because of the HUD. We'll get into that a little later with one of my main complaints about the game. But, I mean, it's fantastic. I have had a blast the past week playing it, and what makes the game really unique, of course, is the characters. Final Fantasy, of course, has built up these past few years, no, not past few years, 30 years of Final Fantasy games and all of that stuff, so they have a lot of characters to shove into this game. Now, the two main characters that I played with were Y'shtola and Titus, I guess is his name. I like to call him Titus, but you know, whatever. Which is funny because recently I just finished Final Fantasy X for the first time, and I will say Cloud was one of the characters I had to avoid during this game, because Cloud is everybody plays him, okay? He was in he was in so many games I was playing during this beta. It was crazy. Everybody loves the game, of course, but my heart goes to 14. That is one of my favorite MMOs right now, and Y'shtola, overall, those two characters were very fun to play. Y'shtola is a mage-like character, and Titus is more of a fast brawler. That's the fun thing about this game as well, is that all of the characters fit into these different classes, okay? So Y'shtola is, of course, a mage. She's sort of a healer type, but to be honest, I never actually got that much of a chance to heal in the game because I always had somebody rushing after me, so it was hard to play that healer role in the game. Titus, on the other hand, is a fast brawler. He can get in your face really quick, and he can be all over the place. He can dodge your attacks by jumping up into the air. He can go below. There's all sorts of stuff that he can do. He even has a projectile attack, all of that stuff. Y'shtola, though, I wasn't that good at her, I will say. But Y'shtola just had all of these mage types moves that I just loved to use. And they did massive damage when they did hit. It was kind of hard to hit people with the mage attacks, I will say. Overall, it was just a very fun experience, and I can't wait to play all of the villains in the final game, because you're going to have Sephiroth, Garland, all those types of characters, and I cannot wait, especially for Sephiroth. Now, as for the gameplay itself, it's very fast. Well, not as fast as the other two games, I would say. I've never played them because I never actually had a PSP. I did not know anybody that had a PSP. So, I mean, if you have a PSP and you want to send it to me so I can play the original games, I would love to. Or you could link me to an emulator, that would work too. But looking at gameplay footage of the first two games, I can say this game is a little slower, but that's because it's a 3v3 type of game. And that is the direction they want to go for this style of gameplay. Now, it's going to be competitive 3v3 online, exclusively, I believe. There is going to be a 1v1 mode and all of that stuff, but that is local only. That's kind of disappointing, so I hope in the final version of the game they can add that later. Overall though, the game itself was fantastic. As a first-timer for the series, I really loved playing this beta, and I cannot wait for more in January. Playing all of these characters was a wonderful experience. Tidus was fun, Y'shtola was fantastic, I just love her. And I had fun with just about everybody, minus a few. Onion Knight, I did not really understand at first. He can switch classes, there's all sorts of abilities these characters can do. And Warrior of Light, he was one of the basic classes. I saw him a lot online as well with Cloud. He was annoying as a caster player, but once I got a hold of him as well, he was pretty fun. And Furion, oh my god, he has a combo that I can just not avoid. I mean, if I guarded more, probably, but it was so annoying, and I hate him, okay? He's really fun to play though when you get to do the combo, but otherwise, what a dick. Now, even though I had fun with the beta, I did have quite a few issues with it. And I really hope they are able to fix them by January. I mean, it's quite a bit of time, but come on. You can do it, Team Ninja. I believe in you. Alright, so number 1 issue, lag. This beta was laggy as all hell. And there were some games where it was impossible for me to play at all because none of the inputs would really work. And it was super annoying. I'm sure they can fix it by January. Don't be a Capcom. My number 2 complaint would have to be the HUD, because holy hell, there is a lot of stuff going on in this game when it comes to the screen, because it's hard to see anything going on when you first boot up the game. There's just so much clutter, and I think what would help is if they just got rid of that little translucent piece of the HUD that just seems to cover up the screen a bit more, then I think it would look a lot better. And I just hope they're able to make it look better by January. They did say that they are going to do something about it. Maybe simplify it a bit, I don't know how, but I just hope it manages to look good, decent, simplify it a bit. Something similar to maybe the new Dragon Ball fighting game, I'd say? Maybe? Because that's a very simple UI. Or Street Fighter V? I wouldn't mind that. Just make it look good and not cover up the whole screen. I would like that a lot. Thank you. Number 3, I would have to say wall stun, because there was a thing in the game where if they managed to knock you up against the wall, you would be sitting there for like 3-5 seconds maybe, and it felt like an eternity. You were just trapped there while the enemy just stared at you with like their HP attack waiting to kill you. Depending on the character, you were able to dodge it just in time. It was very annoying. It felt like it slowed down the gameplay a little too much, and I'm hoping that maybe they can make it go a little faster. That would be nice. Number 4, lock on. Locking on in this game is a necessity, of course, but it was just very unresponsive at times, and I did not know why. Maybe I was mashing it too much, or something, I'm not sure. But sometimes it would switch the character I wanted it to, other times the system would think that the character was on the other side, so it would switch to something else. And it was just super annoying, and I don't know how it works. I don't know how the system detects it. I don't know if it's a camera thing, but it was just very bothersome. So at least I hope they're able to fix the responsiveness of the system, because it was just super annoying. And lastly, for one of my major complaints, is the menu music, because holy god, I can only listen to that choir go so much, because it's like I'm listening to the music from ARMS on like an eternal loop, and I cannot stand it because I was waiting in that search lobby forever. It just went on, and I had to mute the TV at times just because it was just so annoying and repetitive. I'm not expecting them to change it, of course. It would be nice if they did, but hearing that choir just go on and on with their thing. I could not take it. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is my concerns for the future of the game. Now, I've heard some news about the single player mode in the game. I was expecting a story mode, and there is going to be a story of sorts, but apparently you can only really purchase the cutscenes in the game with its in-game currency. And there's no, well, there might be an arcade mode of some sorts. I'm not sure about that, but there's not going to be like a dedicated story mode. And that kind of really ticks me off because I've been through this sort of stuff with other games like Street Fighter V, and if there's no arcade mode or anything like that in this game, I'm going to be kind of upset. I mean, I'm okay with multiplayer online only, or something along that. I still feel like there needs to be something for more casual fans when it comes to these fighting games. Just, it's already a Smash Brothers type brawler, just make a similar style of an arcade mode. I wouldn't imagine it to be so hard. Just pit us against several PC opponents and maybe reward the player with a bundle of currency depending on the difficulty. I'm not sure, but I feel like that would just benefit the game greatly and just add some replayability for the casual fans at least. But overall though, I mean, I'm totally fine with a multiplayer online experience. I can deal with that sort of stuff. I've dealt with it for Street Fighter V for some time now. Even as much of a love-hate relationship with that game I have, I still manage to like it quite a bit. But anyways, it's going to be the end of this video. Overall, I really enjoyed the game, and I cannot wait to play it more in January. So we'll look forward to that. Leave a like, subscribe if you want, maybe, I don't know, please, I would love ya. Anyway, thanks, bye.